Shalom. I'm Rabbi David, and today I'm going to reveal something that will shock most people. The Torah is actually one of the most comprehensive guides to building wealth ever written. Most people think the Torah has very little to say about money. Or worse, they think it's all about poverty being virtuous and wealth being evil. They couldn't be more wrong. The truth is, the word money and related financial concepts appear more frequently in the Torah than almost any other topic. And the Jewish people, who have followed these principles for over 3,000 years, have been stereotypically known as the best with money for centuries. Coincidence? I don't think so. Today, I'm going to share with you 12 secrets about wealth that are hidden in plain sight in the Torah. These aren't just spiritual principles. These are practical, actionable strategies that have created more wealth, preserved more fortunes, and built more generational prosperity than any modern financial system. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why Jewish families have thrived financially through every economic crisis, every persecution, every exile for thousands of years. Let's begin. Secret number 1. Work is a blessing, not a curse. In Genesis 2 verse 15 it says, "The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it." Notice when this happened. Before the fall, before sin entered the world, before Adam and Eve ate from the tree. God gave Adam work in a perfect world. This is revolutionary. Most people think work is a punishment. They think work is what we have to endure until we can retire and finally be free. They spend their entire lives trying to escape work. But the Torah teaches the opposite. Work is part of the perfect creation. Work is how we partner with God in creating value. Work is how we fulfill our purpose. The curse wasn't work itself. The curse was that work became toilsome, difficult, frustrating. But work itself? That's a blessing. This means the modern dream of retiring at 65 and doing nothing for the rest of your life is not evil. The ability to produce wealth is not from Satan. It's from God. In our culture today, there's so much resentment toward wealthy people. People assume that if someone is rich, they must be evil, greedy, corrupt. But the Torah teaches the opposite. The ability to create wealth is a divine gift. The question isn't whether you should build wealth. The question is, what will you do with it once you have it? Secret number 3. Strive to be the absolute best at what you do. Proverbs 22:29 says, "Do you see someone skilled in their work? They will serve before kings. They will not serve before officials of low rank." This is about excellence. This is about mastery. This is about refusing to settle for mediocrity. You shouldn't go through life trying to do the bare minimum. You shouldn't compare yourself to your co-workers and think, as long as I'm better than them, I'm fine. No. You should strive to be the absolute best in the world at what you do. Now, that doesn't mean you'll become the richest person in the world, but it means you'll perform at the highest levels and earn the most that your specific skill has to offer. Think about mechanics. The average mechanic works at a local shop making $50,000 a year. But the best mechanics in the world, they work for Formula One teams. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars. They travel the world. They serve before kings. Same skill, different level of mastery, different level of compensation. Whatever you do it with excellence. Be the best, and you will serve before kings. Secret number 4. Your first financial responsibility is to your family. This one shocks people. In 1 Timothy 5:8 it says, "Anyone who does not provide for their relatives, and especially for their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." Read that again, worse than an unbeliever. The Bible doesn't say that about any other sin, not lying, not stealing, not even doubting God. But if you don't provide for your family, you're worse than an unbeliever. This means that your man, you'll find precious treasure and oil in his dwelling. He's made money, and he hasn't spent it all. He's stored it up. He's bought assets. He has savings. Notice what it says: precious treasure and oil. In ancient times, these were stores of value: gold, silver, commodities, real assets that hold their worth. This is budgeting. This is living below your means. This is refusing to consume everything you produce. And it's the foundation of wealth building. You can't invest what you don't save. You can't save what you spend. You can't build wealth if you devour everything you make. Be disciplined. Live below your means. Store up treasure. Secret number 6. Be cautious with debt. Proverbs 22:7 says, "The borrower is slave to the lender." Debt is not a sin, but debt is dangerous. It increases your leverage. It increases your risk. And if you're not careful, it will enslave you. I see this constantly. People with credit card debt at 20% interest. People with car loans they can't afford. People with mortgages that consume half their income. They're not free. They're slaves. Slaves to the lender. Now, there are times when debt can be used wisely. A fixed-rate mortgage on a rental property that cash flows. A business loan to expand a profitable company. Strategic debt that's locked in and manageable. But most debt, it's not strategic. It's impulsive. It's lifestyle debt, and it will destroy you. Be cautious, be strategic, and whenever possible, avoid it. Secret number 7. You are commanded to invest your money. This one surprises people. In Matthew 25, Jesus tells the parable of the talents. A master gives 3 servants money to manage while he's away. One gets 5 talents, one gets 2, one gets 1. Now, a talent was a massive amount of money. Some scholars say it was 75 pounds of gold and silver, worth maybe $1 to $3 million in today's money. May come upon the land. This is diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your risk across multiple investments. Why? Because you don't know what disaster may come. The economy could crash. Your industry could collapse. Your business could fail. Your investment could go to zero. But if you're diversified across 7 or 8 different ventures, you're protected. Some will fail, but others will succeed, and you'll survive. Maimonides, the great 12th century scholar, taught that you should divide your wealth into thirds. 1/3 in land, 1/3 in business, 1/3 in liquid reserves. This is risk management. This is wisdom. This is how you protect your wealth across generations. Don't put everything in one stock. Don't put everything in one business. Don't put everything in one asset class. Diversify. Spread your risk. Protect your wealth. Secret number 9. Give generously, but give wisely. In Deuteronomy 15, verse 10, it says, "Give generously to them, and do so without a grudging heart. Then, because of this, the Lord your God will bless you in all your work and in everything you put your hand to. Giving is not optional. It's commanded. And it's not just about helping others. It's about transforming your own heart. When you give generously, you train your mind to believe in abundance. You tell your subconscious, I have more than enough. I am a source, not a drain. But notice the phrase, give generously to them. Not to everyone, not to every cause, to them, to those who are genuinely in need. The Torah makes a distinction between the poor who can't work and the lazy who won't work. Proverbs 19 verse 15 says, laziness brings on deep sleep, and the shiftless go hungry. You're commanded to help the poor, but you're not commanded to enable the lazy. Give generously, but give wisely. Help those who truly need it. Don't enable those who refuse. The seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. This seems counterintuitive. How can working less make you more productive? But here's what I've learned. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. Rest is the foundation of productivity. When you work 7 days a week, you burn out. Your creativity dies. Your decision-making suffers. Your relationships deteriorate. Your health declines. But when you rest 1 day a week, you recharge. You gain perspective. You reconnect with what matters. You come back sharper, clearer, more focused. I've tested this in my own life. When I honor Shabbat, when I truly rest 1 day a week, I accomplish more in 6 days than I used to accomplish in 7. This isn't just spiritual, it's practical, it's biological. It's how we're designed. Honor the Sabbath, rest 1 day a week, and watch your productivity soar. Secret number 12. Wealth is a test, not a reward. In Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 17 through 18, God warns, you may say to yourself, my power and the strength of my hands have produced this wealth for me. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth. This is the most important secret of all. Wealth is not the goal. Wealth is a test. The test is, will you become arrogant? Will you forget where you came from? Will you forget who gave you the ability to create wealth? Or will you stay humble? Will you stay grateful? Will you use your wealth to bless others? I've seen wealth destroy people. I've seen it make them arrogant, selfish, isolated. I've seen it ruin families, destroy marriages, corrupt character. But I've also seen wealth transform people. I've seen it make them generous, compassionate, impactful. I've seen it build schools, feed the hungry, create opportunity. Sabbatical year, and how it can transform your finances. Remember what Proverbs 24, 3 through 4 says, by wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. Build with wisdom. Lead with understanding. Fill your life with treasures that matter. Shalom. And until next time. But before we end, I need to go deeper into something that most people completely misunderstand. Something that has caused more confusion, more guilt, and more financial mistakes than almost anything else. And that's the relationship between wealth and righteousness. Most people think the Torah teaches one of two extremes. Either, if you're wealthy, you must be righteous because God blesses the righteous with wealth. Or, if you're wealthy, you must be evil because money is the root of all evil. Both are wrong. Completely wrong. Let me show you what the Torah actually teaches. In Proverbs 30:8-9, Agur prays, "Give me neither poverty nor riches, but give me only my daily bread. Otherwise I may have too much and disown you and say, 'Who is the Lord?' Or I may become poor and steal, and so dishonor the name of my God." This is profound. Both poverty and riches are dangerous. Poverty can lead to desperation and sin, but riches can lead to arrogance and forgetting God. The goal isn't to be poor, and the goal isn't to be rich. The goal is to have enough, and to handle whatever you have with wisdom and humility. I've met poor people with generous hearts and rich people with generous hearts. And I've met poor people with greedy hearts and rich people with greedy hearts. The amount of money you have doesn't determine your character. Your character determines what you do with the money you have. Let me tell you a story that illustrates this perfectly. In the Talmud, there's a teaching about two men who came before a rabbi. One was wealthy, one was poor. The poor man complained, "Rabbi, this wealthy man is stingy. He has so much and gives so little." The wealthy man "Love of money is a root of all kinds of evil." Notice the difference? It's not money that's evil. It's the love of money. It's making money your god. It's worshiping wealth instead of using it. Money is neutral. It's a tool. A tool can be used to build or to destroy. A hammer can build a house or break a window. The hammer isn't good or evil, it's how you use it. The same is true with money. Money can fund hospitals or fund terrorism. Money can feed the hungry or fuel addiction. Money can create opportunities or create oppression. The Torah doesn't condemn wealth. It condemns the worship of wealth. And here's how you know if you're worshiping wealth. Ask yourself these 3 questions. Question 1. Do you think about money more than you think about God? If you spend more time checking your portfolio than praying, you might be worshiping wealth. Question 2. Do you make financial decisions that violate your values? If you'll compromise your integrity for profit, you're worshiping wealth. Question 3. Do you find your identity in your net worth? If your sense of worth rises and falls with your bank account, you're worshiping wealth. Money should serve your values, not replace them. Money should enable your purpose, not become your purpose. Now, let me share something that transformed how I think about wealth. It's the concept of tzedakah. Most people translate tzedakah as charity, but that's not accurate. Tzedakah comes from the Hebrew word tzedek, which means justice or righteousness. In other words, giving isn't charity, it's justice. It's not optional, it's required. It's not about being nice, it's about being righteous. Why? Because everything you have is a gift from God. Your abilities, your opportunities, your wealth, it's all given to you. And with that gift comes responsibility. The Talmud teaches that there are 8 levels of giving, ranked from lowest to highest. Level 1. Giving reluctantly. You give, but you're not happy about it. For consumption. It's for creation. It's for transformation. It's for legacy. Now let me address one more thing that people constantly get wrong. The idea that if you're struggling financially, it means God is punishing you or you lack faith. This is toxic and it's not biblical. In the book of Job, we see a righteous man who loses everything: his wealth, his health, his family. And his friends tell him, "You must have sinned. This is punishment." But God rebukes them. Job's suffering wasn't punishment, it was a test. And in the end, God restored everything to Job, double what he had before. The point? Financial struggle doesn't mean you're unrighteous, and financial success doesn't mean you're righteous. Sometimes righteous people struggle, sometimes wicked people prosper. Life isn't always fair. The economy isn't always just. Circumstances aren't always in your control. But here's what you can control: your character, your work ethic, your decisions, your response to circumstances. The Torah doesn't promise that if you follow these principles, you'll become a billionaire. What it promises is wisdom, and wisdom leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to better outcomes. Better outcomes lead to more opportunities. More opportunities lead to more wealth. It's not magic. It's not a formula. It's a path that has worked for thousands of years. Let me close with this. In the Torah, Abraham is described as both wealthy and righteous. Not wealthy or righteous, both. He had vast flocks, herds, silver and gold. He was one of the wealthiest men of his time. But he was also generous, hospitable, faithful, and humble. He used his wealth to bless others. He fed strangers. He rescued his nephew. He interceded for cities. He built altars. He left a legacy. That's the model. Not poverty, not greed, but wealth with purpose, wealth with character, wealth with generosity. And here's the Talmud says, "More than the calf wants to suckle, the cow wants to nurse." Meaning, the giver benefits more than the receiver. When you give, you're not losing, you're gaining. You're gaining perspective, you're gaining purpose, you're gaining joy. So here's my challenge to you. Take these 12 secrets, apply them, not just to get rich, but to build a life of meaning. Work with purpose, invest with wisdom, give with generosity, plan for generations, rest with intention, handle wealth with humility, and watch what happens, not just to your bank account, but to your character, your relationships, your legacy. Because in the end, the Torah isn't just teaching you how to make money, it's teaching you how to live. And that's worth more than all the wealth in the world. Shalom, and until next time.